literally, because one of my tuitions cancelled.
Oh, mad. How comes?
The kid's not well. He's ill. So
What,
I was like,
COVID? Or
I don't know actually. I think she just said he's sick. I was like, that's cool, no worries. So yeah, I was interested. Obviously, I was like, that's blessed for me because I would like to sleep. I'd very much like to sleep. So I just chilled, and then yeah, and I've been up because my dad wanted me to get passports. We picked up some passport, and then yeah.
now we are here.
Now we are here.
And I get to use my brand new boomerang.
Oh, that's lit. That looks proper sturdy, you know.
It is, and it's very cheap.
Is it? How much was it?
It was £23, and it could actually take the weight of my microphone, which is nice.
Damn, £23 is good, you know.
Yeah.
Even, to be fair, even my mic stand gets a bit like you can't see it. Like this part gets a bit lopsided.
Oh.
That arm. But it's all good. I mean, when it's low, it's not too bad. But
yeah, but you have a condenser mic, so it doesn't really matter where you necessarily, because it picks up most sound, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you could probably hear stuff going on downstairs.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me tell them to be real quiet. Okay, try. So I mean, it's best because I've started now. I was before. I used to stand up and record when I'm doing vocals and stuff. But now sometimes I just sit down in my bed and I just record vocals.
Fair enough.
I don't think it actually matters too much whether you're standing or sitting recording vocals. It's just whatever's comfortable
for you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to keep it. Can you hear me clearly? Is that too loud? Do you need it to be more quiet?
No, that's cool. Yeah. What about mine? How's mine?
Sounds nice and crisp, bro.
Nice and crisp.
Yeah. I don't actually know exact arguments I'm going to be saying. I'm going to kind of go with it like as if whatever arguments I would kind of normally give.
Okay.
I've got a few ideas of stuff I want to.
Fair enough.
We'll see how it goes. Have you got many arguments?
Got a couple.
Alright, so let's. No worries. I'll do my best.
I'll also do my best.
But no, that's cool.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, folks. This is the Millennial Z podcast. We are back again with another episode today, and we're joined by a familiar face this afternoon. How are you doing, Dylan? How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. Thank you. How you been?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the furlough life. I'm enjoying furlough life at the moment.
The furlough life is a different life, bro. It's good, man, but it's getting tough, man. I've been too lazy.
Yeah, my sleeping pattern's in the mud at this point.
Gone. It's honestly gone. For the people that don't know, I've literally just last night I went to bed at 2, and the night before that I went to bed at 9:45 in the morning. I woke up at 1:45 in the afternoon. So I was on 2 hours sleep the day before, and I'm about 7 hours sleep last night. So
if this was me, my body would have failed me a long time ago. There's no way my body could hack that.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. But we move.
We really move. No icebreakers, no introductions this week, because I'm pretty sure by now you should know who Dylan is. So we're doing I guess it's not as controversial today as it was back in the day. Debate.
Yeah.
Apple versus Android. I myself am an Apple user, not Android. I was an Android user back in the day, but
I think I remember that still,
Yes, my eyes saw the light. I'm now an Apple user, permanent Apple user for life.
Damn. Me, myself, on the other hand, I'm an Android boy. I've been an Android boy since day. I've always preferred it. To be fair though, I've always said my choice of devices is Android for phone, Apple for a tablet, and then Windows for a computer. So I guess it's kind of mixed, but for phone, like something that's like a daily driver, daily user, it'd be Android.
Apple's the way forward, my man. Apple is the way. I'm telling you. You need to join the Apple side. I'm telling you.
To be fair, I'll say a disclaimer to all the people that I'm going to be trying to come in harder with the Android points. Like, I rate Apple still. I mean, they're smart with their business mood. They do good products. I mean, I got a iPad Pro, 2.9-inch, big boy things. And I like that, to be fair.
I have an iPad Air.
Oh, did you get a new one? Was that the same one?
Same one. But yeah.
So I mean, I've been tempted to. I'm trying it with the iPad. Like, I don't mind it. I'm kind of tempted to give it a go with the iPhone, but I don't know. I've always loved Android, but yeah.
Fair enough. All right, we'll start with something simple. Simple. Personalization. Admittedly, Androids give you much more personalization with their phones. Like with the UI, you can switch up with the UI. You can what else can you do? You can do funky things with it. Unlike Android, which is admittedly fairly rigid. Yeah. But at the same time, I really need to do all this personalization stuff when my phone is great as it is.
It's a good point. I say the thing was that, I mean, in the last iOS update, I guess they've really improved on that. But definitely beforehand, like iOS, Apple has just been very limited with the personalization. Me personally, I don't do it as much now, but I did used to like try and customize my phone and like the home screen and stuff, have it all different and literally make it to built for me kind of. And to be fair, I think that's something, even if you don't want to do it, it's still kind of nice just to have about like, I don't know, like even the times when, you like change your wallpaper, right? And then I don't know if it's the same for you or anybody else listening, but like, when you change your wallpaper and it kind of just feels like you're using a new phone, that's kind of lit to be able to do that with the whole UI as well and stuff like that. So having that opportunity there keeps the phone refreshing, innit? It keeps it interesting.
I have not changed my lock screen in about 2.5 years, and I've not changed my main wallpaper in about 1.5 years. So wow. I don't really know that feeling.
Is it the same one of me and you?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you to change that still, but
yeah, I just can't be bothered to change it at this point. It is what it is.
I mean, it's true still. No, I definitely like every time I change my phone wallpaper, it like feels like I'm using a new phone. It's just something different to look at, and I guess although you're not spending most of your time on your home screen, you do kind of spend a lot of time on your home screen when you're like switching between the apps and stuff. And especially the lock screen, because like half the time you just turn your phone on just to look at the time.
That is true. And yeah, the one thing I will give Android is the widgets are a great thing that they've just recently added to Apple. But if you're an Android user, widgets have been around for a hot minute.
For a time, bro. Apple took so long to get that on iOS, man.
Yeah, that was very bad.
Widgets have been around for literally years, bro. Years, and it's only coming now.
Yeah, I can't lie. Widgets have been around since as long as I've had my old Android phone, which is over 4 years ago at this point.
Yeah. Widgets are. I be honest, I don't use them as much as I used to, but it's still lit to just have widgets around. And like you can even get apps and stuff where you can actually make custom widgets and do all sorts of things. Like, I mean, again, going on that personalization thing, my uncle does some sick personalization to his phones. Like you're literally sliding the screen, just go to the next like homepage, and it's like doing all these crazy animations and switching and like different widgets coming in and out and transitions and stuff. Like it looks slick. It looks very nice. And I mean, unless you're jailbreaking your iPhone, I'm pretty sure you can't do nowhere near that much.
And ain't nobody trying to jailbreak their iPhone. But see, the problem with all these personalization stuff is all these apps you have to install are susceptible to viruses, and they also slow down your phone massively.
Depends. It's not too bad, because a lot of these apps are only like a couple of meg or like less than 50 meg or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
but all those animations and stuff you're talking about, that seems like it seems like your phone will be suffering over time.
potentially it could do. It depends on the phone you get as well, because that's the thing. People say Android in reference to like all that they say like iPhone versus Android in it, when really you should be comparing the iOS to the Android. You got operating system versus the operating system. So it depends on the phone you're using. Like if you're using a more higher end smartphone, like a Samsung, for instance, that's going to be able to handle a lot of these things a lot better. But then if you're using a phone that's like sub £300, like, to be fair, a lot of people as well, they compare the iPhone and the Android debate. They compare it like, oh yeah, I had an Android ages ago, and they're talking about an Android that costs like less than £300, and now they're comparing it to an iPhone they've got, which is like £800-900, or nowadays over £1,000. Like they're comparing that big of a price range. Like, of course it's going to be trash. Like, it's bound to be.
That is true. Okay, admittedly on this round, I will give it to Android. Androids do generally have better personalization features than Android. Apple and iOS, I'll give it to that one.
Yeah, to be fair though, I'll be fair, just to finish off, I've seen some TikTok trends of people doing their iOS home screens, and they do look kind of there. They've introduced a lot of great features, so
they have.
Honorable shout out to it.
Yeah, I think the best feature is now we can see the battery percentages, which is great. So I can actually see how much is left on my AirPods and the charging case as well. I think that's probably my favorite widget to come out so far. But yeah, so next round is aesthetics. Can't lie, iOS has always looked cleaner. Apple phones have always looked nicer than Android phones, whether it's Samsung, LG, Huawei, Samsung, what's this Chinese one? OnePlus One, OnePlus One, you name it. Apple's always looked better. I can't lie to you, Dylan.
Ooh, are we talking the actual phones, or like just home screens and stuff, or both?
Both.
See, I see what you're saying about iOS could look a lot cleaner, and
iOS always looks a lot cleaner. It always has, compared to any UI, but any Android-based UI. iOS has always trumped it in aesthetics.
I guess that's down to personal preference, though, isn't it? I think nowadays it does look a lot more modern. I'll be honest. I think it does look a lot more modern, but I mean, if we're talking about the phone, I mean, you see my phone. For the people that are watching this, let me show it. I think personally, that is very aesthetic, and this phone feels pain to hold. By the way, like that's fully almost mirrored. Like, so that's my phone.
I have an old and battered iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, which I'm not going to show to the screen because it's cracked, and it's had better days at this point. It's had better days.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what iPhones are literally all the same.
Yeah, but they look so beautiful. Holding an iPhone out of its case, you have to treasure it like a baby.
I don't know. I really like the iPad, like the sharp curves on that, and obviously that design language is transferred onto the new iPhone 12. And I've held one of those. My aunt's got one, and that is almost a very nice iPhone to hold, but it did feel a bit too thick. Like, my iPad is so much thinner than the iPhone 12. Yeah, I held it out of its case, and I was like, this could be very nice, but it just feels a little bit too thick. I guess you got a smaller form factor, but
the glass back is very nice as well. I can't lie.
Yeah, they've had some interesting designs in the iPhone. I think I definitely didn't like it when it was like the iPhone 6, 7, and 8. Basically, all those ones like in between when it was like curved. I personally wasn't a big fan of that.
Oh, you don't like the curve?
I don't like the curve. No, it doesn't really. Doesn't really do much for me. I like things when they're a little bit more like boxy. It kind of feels
so you
it's
like
more
the
futuristic.
4, like the 4, the 5.
The four was alright, yeah. The 5, I think the 5 obviously probably better than the 4 because that was a lot more thinner and stuff. But like, I don't know. I feel like having boxy kind of shapes and stuff. It's just anything really.
So wait,
Sharper edges.
So you've never liked the 6, the 7, the 8, the X, the XR, or the 11 basically. Because the 12 is when they reintroduced the box shape again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dang.
Pretty much. I mean, they're thinner, which is nicer. The 12 feels like, I can't remember. I've only held the 12 once now, so I don't actually know. But the 12 did feel a little bit thicker than I would have imagined it to be.
I believe it is a thicker phone compared to the 11 anyway.
Yeah. So if it was thinner, I would definitely say aesthetically wise, that is like very nice. But I don't know. If we're talking about, you can't get an iPhone that's stock this kind of not chromatic. I don't know what the word is that I'm thinking of, but this kind of reflection. I mean, you can see literally the fraction of the lights coming through.
Yeah, the visuals will be out for this episode, so they can see the visuals.
That to me is very aesthetic, like, and it's very unique as well.
But you can blind people with that.
You could blind people with that. You could also be less likely to lose your phone because you know what I'm saying, it shines bright. So
that's why Apple invented Find Your iPhone.
Okay, yeah, well, you can get similar things like that. I mean, to be fair, actually, and so I guess that's kind of going off aesthetics wise. But I could use my Google Home to say, "Call my phone," and it will ring my phone. So that's that kind of integration. But yeah, aesthetics wise, I think that is down to personal preference. For me personally, like I said, I mean, looking back on it, there's been Samsungs as well, which I haven't been too keen on. Like, I mean, the Galaxy S3, that was quite curvy. I didn't really rate that.
My dad still has his S3, you know.
What is it? Yeah. Bro, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the same time, if we're talking about aesthetics as well, like going into debate, Android has so many different phones that you can choose from. If you don't like the look of a Samsung, you know, you can go to an LG, or you could go to a OnePlus, or Huawei, or, you know, there's so many other phone brands.
But surely that so dilutes Android, because Apple, you know, there's only one Apple device coming, and Apple, there's so much choice. Samsung, LG, Sony, Huawei, OnePlus One. I hear even Nokia's branching into Android now, if I read correctly.
Yeah, they are. They've got a couple of still. That's the thing though. Android is such a broad OS operating system. Yeah. So you can literally, use it on anything really. To be fair, I'm pretty sure you could get obviously, if you like, do all the technical things to it, you could have an iPhone running Android.
Yeah, probably. You'd have to jailbreak here, do a load of stuff to it.
Do a load of stuff. But for people that want choice, you're going to get more choice with Android than you are with iOS or with Apple. Because like you said, it is literally just, there's only one Apple device coming out. And the thing is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the difference between all the 12s is only the size and then an extra camera module.
Yes, and there's a couple other things, but I can't remember on top of my head.
Yeah, but like in terms of looks.
Yeah, in terms of look, it's legit just the size and
exactly. So there is just that. But if you want the options,
yeah, but the simplicity of that makes it beautiful. I'm telling you,
it's got some nice design features.
The simplicity.
It's got some nice design features.
It's the simplicity in it.
I don't know. It depends. At the same time as well, actually, Apple have only got their certain phones, so there's only certain colours you're going to be able to get.
I mean,
you know, some people like to choose different colour phones.
That's what cases are for, my friend.
That's what but sometimes people like the colour of their device or whatever. So
listen, and that's why you get a clear case. And if you have your,
but clear cases, everybody knows clear cases get dirty after some time, man. It starts to fade.
That's true. But anyway, even this is just for any phone. If you're operating any phone without a case, you live in a very, very dangerous game.
I've been tempted to be fair. I mean, I use my iPad without a case. But for all the people watching it, I got D-Brown skin on. Looks very clean in my opinion. Simply because I like the feel of it. I don't want to have to have a case on it because I like the feel of it. But I want to protect it at the same time. So I guess you get things like skins nowadays, which I guess helps with the exterior aesthetics of a phone.
That's true.
There's a lot of ways to customize the exterior of a phone.
That is true.
People even do artwork straight on the back.
Yeah, that's why that is wild. I can't lie.
Personally, I could never, but
I
I've seen
never.
people do it.
Because imagine you want to sell the phone on. What are you gonna do?
Honestly, unless you find a seller a buyer who's like really into that stuff, then you can sell it for P. Like I can see that, but
that's true.
If you're just a normal human being, like
that's risky. That's not for me.
It's risky.
Yeah, we talked about like the aesthetics of the phones themselves, but not much on the UIs. But yeah, I can't lie. Apple's UI has always been simple, and whenever you go from Apple to Apple, you know you're getting the same UI. You can't really say that about Samsung. If you rock up from a Samsung to an LG, listen.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The difference is gonna be a bit mad.
It's gonna be it's different. I mean, you got the same general like design things like. The notifications are always going to be the same bar that you're putting down from the top. You're always going to have an app drawer. You're always going to have the home screens and generally similar, if not the same widgets in some aspects, and especially for the third-party apps, you're going to have like those same widgets.
But if you're not using third-party apps and you just stick into the phones,
then then it's going to be slightly different. I mean, I have to admit. Using an iPhone for certain things like when they finally got rid of the home button and it was all those gestures, like that was very slick. I really like that. And when Samsung got rid of the home buttons and stuff like that, they used to have like touch buttons, so it was like a back, home, and like recent tabs.
I remember those days.
But now it's like you can have those similar kind of gestures. So to be fair, I'm glad they've got that because I did like those gestures that you get on Apple. So that is a nice thing, but you obviously can't say that for all Android phones. But again, it comes down to preference and it comes down to what you like, how you want to be able to use your phone. If you're going for like the most truest, because obviously it's Google that owns Android. So if you're going for the most truest Android experience, then obviously get a phone like the Pixel.
The Pixels, will
give you what Android's best have to offer. But I guess, I think obviously if you're sticking between phones and going from like Samsung to Samsung to Samsung, is going to be consistent. If you're hopping between different ones, Pixel to a Samsung to an LG, to Huawei, OnePlus, is going to be slightly different. And to be fair as well, actually. Some of these phones, some of the manufacturers, they like have a lot more bloatware, so like apps and stuff that you don't need, which you can't delete. So I guess Apple kind of do that better. There's not a lot of apps on Apple which you like.
You can just don't want to have. You can actually just delete.
Exactly. So I mean, fair play to Apple for that.
Which kindly moves on to the next thing, which is ease of use. And Apple, I generally believe. iPhone, Apple's operating systems are a lot easier to use because everything is centralized on one page and you don't have an app drawer, which is at this point, I think an app drawer is very stupid.
Yeah, I'll agree with that because I don't tend to go in my app drawer much.
No one goes into the app drawer.
Yeah, I have all my apps, all my main apps I use in folders on the home screen. Just so I can keep the home screen nice and clear, but I just have it all in folders, just at the bottom. So, I mean, I guess what you're saying with that ease of use, but again, it comes like, now if I'm remembering correctly, iPhones were made for people with dementia or something like that. If I'm correct in remembering that, like that's why it was made so simple. So I guess ease of use, like it was made with simplicity in mind. I can't really argue on that properly.
You can't argue it.
It is made for simplicity. But then I think in a lot of ways that can restrict like what you can do with it. Again, as we talked about,
The personalisation.
Yeah, and things like accessing files and things like that, it can just make it a little bit longer to access different files and do all of that stuff. Again, not many people are going to want to be doing that sort of stuff. But
that's true.
It's easy for me to just plug my phone into my laptop, find where my photos are, and just drag and drop that onto my laptop. Like that's dead easy. But
you can't really do that on iPhone. Admittedly.
Exactly. So it's less easy to use in that sense. But then
carry on.
I was just gonna say, but then you have got like all these online storages, iCloud, Google Drive, things like that, Dropbox, that kind of stuff. So I guess that kind of comes around.
Eliminates that problem pretty easy.
Yeah.
Most people don't even hook up their phones to their laptops these days anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I did, to be fair. But
I don't think I've done it in the past year.
Yeah. Back in the day though, I did used to do it a lot when just transferring files and stuff like that.
I used to do it for backing up my phone, but
I'm backing up.
With thanks to iCloud, I don't really need to do that. So, and also, do you know how I know iPhones are easier to use than Android? I don't have my parents asking me every 5 minutes where something is on their phone. That's how I know.
It's because it's right there.
Honestly,
it is right there. I really can't argue with that point. To be fair, you can make an Android phone easy to use and just have everything on the main screen.
That's a lot of work, which Apple don't make you do, but Android are forcing you to do overtime on your phone for no reason.
I guess it really depends how you want to use your phone, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, I used to have one of the times when I customized my phone. I had it literally so there was nothing on the home screen, and like I would just do certain gestures. So I guess that's technically not easier to use.
That's not easier to use at all.
But for me, that was just how I like to use it. Like my home screen was literally just blank. There was nothing on it. I'd do certain gestures that would open up certain apps or certain app drawers, well, not app drawers, but folders and things like that.
For me and you, that's calm.
Yeah.
But for
when we get into the older generation
and people that are not as tech savvy, listen.
Exactly.
That's going to be a long issue.
Yes. Very.
Telling them, oh yeah, so you just do this, you just do this, you just do this, and they're calling you every 5 minutes because what they're doing is not the right gesture. Nah, it's not it. It's not
and people these days as well, like, not to say the younger generation are not tech savvy, but a lot of people just don't want to be wasting time with all of that. Like, people just want to get on with their lives and they want to open it up. They just want it to be there. So, it's like these days it's a smaller kind of niche for people who want to be able to have interesting experiences and stuff like that. Most people just want to be able to get on with things and just open it straight away, as opposed to enjoying the experience as well. I guess.
That is true. All right, so we'll move off ease of use